Hey up me loves, I'm Nat and welcome to my new channel, Nat at North. So today we're going to get into a music reaction video with a well-known artist called Ren. I've heard of Ren before, I've never really delved into his songs, and I was doing some research on music reactions. I'm very, very new, this is a new channel, and a few weeks ago I actually discovered that he did his own version of Bittersweet Symphony, which is a UK classic. So I did a music reaction to that one. Totally inspired me to just really look into his videos some more, delve a bit deeper into the meaning of his lyrics and where he pulls his inspiration from. I do just find him a very, very intriguing artist. And this is something that I do want to, continue to look into and to analyze, if you will. So part of that, I actually got a lot of Renegades that started following me. You guys were amazing. You commented on the music reaction video, which I totally appreciated. And you actually gave me a lot of food for thought. So I will be doing another reaction to the live version of Bittersweet Symphony that I didn't even realize that he did in a few weeks. But I am now dedicated, along with the Renegades, to go through this journey with you. And I will be doing a Ren reaction for you guys because this channel was created for the people and that's what you want. So we're going to do that once a month together, and I will be looking at all of his songs and music videos and just kind of giving my opinions and perspectives. So I'm very, very excited to begin that journey with you. So today I actually chose the song For Joe. And I don't know a lot about the song, but one of the reasons I chose it is because it was actually filmed in Calgary, Canada. So it's very fitting with our theme here on the channel. And just to give you a little bit of background information, so Ren did move kind of temporarily to Calgary in 2023 when he wrote this song For Joe, and he released it that year. Because he was actually seeking some experimental medical treatments for his immune disorders and his Lyme's disease. He's gone, pretty much misdiagnosed for many years, and his physical and mental health are definitely themes within his music and his artistry. So I just thought that this would be a great way to start us getting into some more deeper meaning, and without any further ado, I will get into the video with you guys. Ooh. It's making me feel uneasy. Oh, there's Calgary. So pretty. Okay, so first of all, I've got to stop it there. I know it's very, very soon in the video, but that is Calgary's skyline. Something that I just love about also Vancouver's skyline is it just comes to life at night. It's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. The perfect idea for a backdrop for this song. Again, I'm not quite sure of the theme of this song, but I just find it very interesting as well. I love the fact that it's on a piano, and I find it very interesting that there is a bottle with kind of fairy lights in. It's almost like a message in a bottle kind of vibe going on. So yeah. It's at night. I don't know what the breathing was at the beginning, but it actually made me feel really uneasy. So obviously he's probably done that on purpose. Let's figure out what this is all about.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside the trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped that whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about...
Oh, okay. That was a lot. I was trying to keep up with it. I'm just feeling really uneasy, honestly, listening to this song. I really enjoyed the intro, even though I'm feeling very uneasy and I don't know what's going on right now. So I have actually printed out some of the lyrics simply because he talks too fast and I want this to be a meaningful video. So it's hard to take off the ground when your wings are cut. So it's obviously he's talking about, I would assume he's talking about not himself, maybe it's somebody else. It kind of seems that way, that maybe had struggles in life. and your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. Is that is just such a powerful lyric. Yeah. Wow. And one of my favourite kind of lines in his rap right now, I guess you'd call it a rap, is, you know, the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. So you know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. So I think he's talking about himself there. So he's obviously really upset, and I don't like the way this is going. They dumped the whole thing over the same bridge, the one that you jumped. So I kind of feel like the theme is maybe suicide. I don't know. We're just going to have to get further into this.
About that sometimes, vividly, what it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility.
Oh God, it's so
Only
good.
one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as hell. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Justin, Sega, Stevie and the fucking lads.
This is sad. I fucking miss you and I miss myself is such a powerful lyric. So obviously he's talking about somebody who's not there anymore. He misses them. It seems as though it is a suicide, and he's jumped, he's done something. And I kind of love, in a weird way, I fucking miss you and I miss myself, because it seems as though, you know, when you go through loss, you never get back to yourself. It kind of takes a piece of your heart. So I really do appreciate that lyric.
I miss missing that. I know myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. Distance is my plaster cast, to tell the truth. The day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the angle. All I find is missing you, man. I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine, not the way that it worked. I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening. I love you, man. I miss you, absurd. Fuck.
Wow, there is a lot in there, definitely. Even though it is a sad theme, and he is talking about, obviously, I assume for Joe is his friend and he's committed suicide. I think it's a very, very important message. It's very significant that he is talking about the people left behind, and that includes Ren. And I think that is the tricky thing with suicide, getting a bit, very deep here, is often those people just, I feel as though they don't really understand the gravity of how it affects the people left behind that kind of have to live with that. I love the fact as well that I know he's vulnerable through his music, but I mean, you can just tell in the back of his voice, you can just tell that his emotions they're just there, they're raw, and I love this. It's a very, very difficult theme to face, and unfortunately, it is a topic in all communities all over the world. Sorry, I can't get one of the lyrics out of my head. Oh my God. I picture pulling you back over the edge, and then we're crying. That is just heartbreaking. Yeah. Well, this is depressing.
Another domino, it falls across the way another's born. How you're supposed to raise a child and give it courage from a storm. In a world that is confusing, contradictions pave our flaws. Some will say we're only human, others judge us for our flaws. Some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tattered clothes. Some will die before they live, that's just how the story goes. But for those of us still with us, who reside inside our hearts, tell them proudly how you feel. And for those of us who aren't, freckled angel stands strong.
Okay, I didn't know where to stop it there, but I need to. How are you supposed to raise a child and give it courage from a storm? That honestly, as a mother, really, really does hit me, because what he's saying is, it's so true, and it's really just such a predicament, isn't it? I don't know exactly who he's talking about there. I'm almost wondering if Joe had a child, and that's maybe who he's referencing there. And, you know, to bring a life into, or try and bring a young child up with such tragedy around, like, I don't even know how you'd begin to navigate that, honestly, as a parent, as a friend. Yeah, that's pretty cutting lyrics there, pretty cutting lyrics. And he also makes reference to, some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tattered clothes. So obviously he's talking about the different classes and entitlement, I guess. But I think what it boils down to is, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you are dealing with suicide and if you are dealing with a loss, we're all the same, and we feel very, very similar, and your life is never the same again. No matter where you're from, or what kind of family you're born into, everyone can relate to that emptiness. I also really liked the fact that he seems to be, you know, obviously he's doing his rap, which I really struggle to keep up with. Obviously I'm new to this, and so maybe in a few more videos I won't need the lyrics in front of me so I can keep up. I love the fact that he goes between, you know, he's done some spoken words, very, very powerful. It hits very different. And then I also love the fact that he sings as well. I just find that very impactful, because he's wanting you at certain times to really listen to the lyrics and what he's written. And I just find it very clever.
Freckled angels live on, freckled angels climb higher, freckled angels still inspire, freckled angels won't forget you, teach me to live my life better. 13 years and still I miss you, now my wings are missing feather, otherwise I'd come and join you, but for now I'm here on earth, stuck inside this mortal body, but for everything it's worth. Made me braver, made me wiser, made me stronger, made me true, made me face the world with courage, and that's all because of you.
Okay, so this is very depressing, but I kind of love this. I don't even know if you call it really a chorus. So freckled angels, first of all, what is he referring to? I don't really know what a freckled angel is. But if we come back to like freckles, I would assume that it's something that you've inherited. Maybe he's inherited the grief from his friend committing suicide. Who knows? But he's kind of talking about, there's not really a lot of positivity that obviously can come from losing a friend, but to put a spin on things, because at the end of the day he's still here, he's got to live his life, and he's got to get through this however he can. I like the tempo's done a huge change. It's much more upbeat, and he's now talking about, in reflection, how he has put a positive spin on this and how it has given him courage. And, you know, how it has made him stronger and also wiser before his years, because he's just had to do that to survive himself. I love the bottle. I don't know what the symbolism is. I just love it.
Freckled angels laugh the hardest, and their hearts, they are the largest. With their wings, they fly the farthest. So I know you're gonna be okay. Freckled angels live the longest, and their minds, they are the strongest.
Acapella, I love it.
Oh, their friends, they are the fondest. So I know you're gonna be okay.
Wow. And it pans up to the sky. Oh my God, Ren, I just want to give him a big hug. Wow, that was an experience, let's just say that. I just kind of felt every single emotion that I'm sure Ren's been through, just through his songs and his lyrics. It's pretty amazing. He's a very special individual. And, you know, to make me, he almost kind of brought me there. It's so weird. It just kind of brought me into his mind and into his process and his journey with grief. Totally appreciated the song. There's just one thing that I didn't really understand the lyric in the beginning. I did pick up on it, but I was hoping as the song went along further that it just give me a little bit more perspective, and I just kind of need your help on this, guys. So he actually does say, your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. So I want us to try and maybe interpret this. I'd love to hear you, what you think in the comments section about this specific lyric. It just, I don't know, it just really, out of all of the lines and everything that we've been through with this song, I don't really know how to interpret it. So these are just my thoughts anyway. So your stomach burns when drinking from an empty cup. So I would assume like an empty cup. We always talk about, you know, your cup's half full or half empty, depending how you look at life. So being an empty cup probably means that, and again, I don't know if he's talking about himself here or his friend. It's definitely a metaphor for perhaps he feels as though his life is worthless. There's no meaning to his life. He doesn't get excited. He doesn't have inspiration or have any passion to live. So I feel as though that is a metaphor for the empty cup. And your stomach burning means that it's hurting him. It's affecting him. It's affecting him physically. So your stomach burns when drinking from an empty cup. So the empty cup, the willingness to not live anymore because of his situation, because of his lack of passion for life, makes his stomach burn, like it's physically painful for him. I do kind of feel as though with that, he is talking about Joe, but he could also be talking about himself. And then we get this theme about burning when he actually sings burn on, burn, burn, burn on. So again, I feel as though that those lyrics are connected in some way, but I'm not entirely sure how. This is obviously after his death. So maybe again, it is just the physical pain that you feel when you are going through grief. It could mean that for, you know, again, that Ren's unfortunately had to inherit because of this terrible situation that has been upon him of his best friend dying. Also the freckled angels, that's really perplexing me. I just really don't know how to interpret the freckled angels. So freckled angels laugh the hardest. Is that, I just kind of feel like that could also be Ren. Because again, my interpretation in the beginning is like freckled angels is something you've inherited. So perhaps it's Ren inheriting the grief from his friend dying. And then maybe he laughs the hardest because he's had to learn how to laugh at the small moments and how to bring himself back. And the hearts are the largest because when you go through the emotions and the grief of losing somebody, and especially in that way, it's one thing, you know, for somebody to die naturally, but a suicide, I mean, the amount of questions that you would have, and the amount of, you know, I guess guilt also comes with that. So he's had to learn, his heart is the largest because it's made him feel things that other people maybe that haven't gone through this situation haven't felt, and he maybe has a bigger appreciation for life and for people. So maybe that's why the hearts are the largest and the wings fly the farthest, because it's, again, we have this theme kind of like of surviving, of being a survivor of somebody that has been close to you that has unfortunately killed themselves. And I know you're going to be okay. I really do feel like he's talking about himself. You know, it's kind of that little voice in his head that's spurring him on and trying to make him get up when he's having the dark days, and make him face life and make him live, because he is still here. So yeah, I'd love to hear your interpretations and your thoughts on this burn and the empty cup. I really do feel like it is a metaphor for life. And again, that he could also be talking about himself there, his empty cup, because he's depressed, like he's just lost his friend, and it's physically painful. It's physically painful. It's taken a toll on him. I also want to bring it back to the lyric of, I picture running 5 minutes quicker and right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge, then we were crying, which I did touch on this at the beginning of the video. For whatever reason, Ren does have guilt and blame himself for this, and I just feel as though that is something, when it comes to the theme of suicide, I feel as though that's probably a very, very natural reaction. I don't know the story. It's something that I am going to look into a little bit more to gain a bit of, you know, more of a perspective. I just kind of like to do these reactions live, not knowing a lot of history about the song, because again, I want to kind of interpret it the way that it makes me feel. The truth is, the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. oof, that is a tough one. It's happened when he was younger, not sure his age, and it affected his childhood, it affected his everyday, it's affected his life, and he has had to grow up quicker in many, many different ways, having to face this complete tragedy. It's interesting how when we look at life and we go through terrible, terrible tragedies and things, like, I wouldn't wish this honestly on anybody. It is just completely heart-wrenching. But it's almost like all of these experiences that he's had, what with his mental health, his physical health, obviously this horrible, just terrible loss, it has kind of brought him to where he is now. So it just, unfortunately for Ren, had to be part of his journey, and he has been able to not only survive, but also bring awareness of suicide and of guilt and of the complete roller coaster that somebody would go that is left behind. He's been able to bring that to light and to share that with other people that perhaps will help them. Gives me an immense amount of respect for him, to open his heart. And I think that's really, from what I can gather with a lot of his the rest of his kind of themes with his albums and songs, is it literally is like his diary, is opening his heart to the public, and that's why he is so relatable. I mean, there's just been so many emotions in that song. Like, I felt really, really uneasy when it first started. I wasn't quite sure where it was, going. I kind of feel as though I've been on an emotional roller coaster just listening to this, and that's what he wanted. Because at the end of the day, that is what grief is. That is what losing somebody is, and your life will never be the same. And I think he's completely captured all of the emotions, the ups and downs of grief in this song. This dude's been through a lot of things, and I just think that it is really amazing that he's putting himself out there, being super vulnerable. And I think that's why a lot of people can relate to him, because he's been through a lot, and he's been successful, and he's taken the hits, and he's figured out a way to survive. And I think that is really, really important to consider when listening to his music. So yeah, I feel as though I need to pour myself a glass of wine and probably cry into it in a darkened room after that. I mean, everything was just perfect about it. I think that it was the perfect song for him to dedicate to his friend. And again, I really do love and appreciate the fact that he is speaking about how this has impacted him. And I hope that people that are maybe having tough times really do listen to this song, and it gives them some inspiration. So I will be back in a few weeks doing another Ren music reaction, and let me know what you think. What do you think a freckled angel is? I can't quite figure this out, because again, freckles, they're on the face. Is it because, I really don't know how to interpret this. Help me out. Come on, Renegades, you need to put some of your thoughts and ideas in the comments. You're really good at doing that. And again, I don't have much music experience or anything, but this is just a normal person. I'm a normal girl, and I'm listening, like all of his fans, I'm just listening to him and interpreting his music the way that I feel as though it made me feel. So I hope you've appreciated it, and yeah, I'd love to hear your take on For Joe by Ren. In the meantime, I will look forward to progressing on this journey with my fellow Renegades, and I will see you in a few weeks. We'll be back with another music reaction. So take care, and ta-ra for now.